Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me Anas Ahmad AI Wala, and today I'm going to speak with Miles on the topic, please, the evolution of politeness. Let's call Miles.
Hey, what's up?
Everything is going well. How about you?
I'm chilling, just enjoying the vibe. You still in that
Do you know about the
s-
word please?
yeah, we actually just touched on that. It comes from the Greek word politeia, which was all about citizenship and running a city. It's kind of wild how it went from basic city administration to
No,
sirens
I
and
meant
badges.
where did the word please originally come from, like saying please as politeness.
Ah, ah, ah. I see where you're going with this. You're wondering if police and please are linked because they both sound like they're about being polite. It's a logical jump, but they're actually from totally different worlds. Please comes from the Latin placere, meaning to give pleasure or be pleasing, while police is that Greek
What
politeia
did
thing we talked about.
people say before the word please became common?
Let me dig into that. It's kind of funny thinking about what they called the guys in charge of keeping things chill before the modern term took over. Back in England, you had things like Shire Reeves, which is where we get the word sheriff, and constables. Then you've got the Boppies or Peelers, named after Sir Robert Peel, who started the London Police back in 1829. Even further back, Rome just used soldiers or lower class citizens to keep order. It's way more chaotic when you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
How did please became a polite way to make a request?
Wait, I think there's a little mix up here. You're thinking of the word please, right?
Yes, please.
Police is for the law. Right on, I figured. So, like we were chatting about earlier, please actually comes from the Latin word placere, which basically means to please or give pleasure. Back in the day, it was more like saying, if it pleases you. Over time, people just shortened it and it turned into the polite way to ask for something without sounding like you're giving an order.
Has the
Pretty
me
smooth evolution.
has the meaning of
Ask you
please
what?
changed over time?
My bad. I totally tripped over that. You were asking if the meaning of please has changed over time. Honestly, the core vibe is the same. It's still about making a request softer, but it went from being a formal plea, like if it pleases your lordship, to just a quick social lubricant we use so we don't sound like jerks. It shifted from a literal request for pleasure to a standard piece of etiquette. Pretty interesting how we just internalized the whole sentence into one word, right?
Why do you use please when asking someone for something?
It's basically a social hack. If you just tell someone to give me that, it sounds like a command, which can make people defensive. Adding please signals that you're making a request rather than an order, and it shows you respect the other person's choice to say no. It's like a little verbal cushion that keeps the interaction smooth.
How
Do you
do
find
different
yourself using it?
how do different cultures express politeness without using please?
Let me look into that. So it's a dope question because some languages don't even have a one-to-one translation for please, but they're still incredibly polite. A lot of them use indirectness, like phrasing a request as a suggestion or a question instead of a direct ask. In places like Japan or Korea, they have these complex honorifics and verb endings that uh, built-in respect right into the grammar. And then you've got things like bowing or just the tone of voice doing the heavy lifting. Even finishes wild, they sometimes just use the word for thank you at the end of a request to make it polite.
Is
It's
saying
all about the vibe and the
is
context
saying
rather than just,
please equally important in every language?
I think you're still thinking of please again. If you mean please, it's definitely not the same across the board. Like I just mentioned, some cultures don't even have a word for it because they use honorifics or just a certain tone to show respect. The goal is the same, not sounding rude, but the way they get there is totally different. You're really diving deep into this today. You know what I'm
Can the word please sometimes sound rude or sarcastic?
saying? Oh, for sure. It's all in the delivery. Like if someone says, "Oh, please," with a roll of the eyes, they're not being polite at all. They're basically telling you that what you just said is ridiculous. Then you've got the please that's so formal it almost feels cold or passive aggressive, like when you're barely holding it together and say, "Could you please just stop talking?" It's wild how one word can go from being super sweet to a total weapon just by changing the tone.
How do children learn to use please and other polite words?
Mostly through a lot of repetition and a bit of gentle pressure from the adults in their lives. It's usually that phase where parents are like, "What's the magic word?" 1,000 times a day. They're basically training kids to recognize this social lubricant we talked about. Plus, kids are like sponges, so they pick up on the vibe when they see other people getting a better reaction by being polite. It's like a little game of trial and error until it just becomes a habit. You remember having to do that, or were you just a natural?
Do you think people today use please more or less than in the past?
Man, you are really sticking with police this time. I'm guessing you mean please again, right?
Yes.
If so, I'd say we probably use it more often, but it's way more casual. Back in the day, it was this formal, heavy thing, but now it's just a quick word we throw in so we don't sound rude. It's less of a ceremony and more of a habit now. I think people are getting lazier with it or just more efficient.
Can we say other synonym word instead of please, instead of repeating please constantly to everyday life?
Totally. Repeating the same word over and over can start to feel like a broken record. If you want to switch it up, you can go with "I'd appreciate it if" or "Would you mind." Those are great because they shift the focus to the other person's kindness rather than just being a polite request. Then you've got "if you don't mind" or even just "could you do me a favor?" And it keeps the conversation feeling more natural and less like you're reading from a manners textbook. You usually go for the more casual stuff, or do you like to keep it a bit more polished?
I would like to keep it casual and sometimes more polished. Is it right?
Absolutely. That's the way to do it. Mixing it up based on who you're talking to is basically the secret to good social skills. You don't want to sound like a robot. You definitely don't want to be too formal with your friends or too casual with your boss. Being able to pivot between the two is a total power move.
Thank you very much for telling me the significance of the word please and how can you use it in social life. And one last question before I leave is that in digital communication life, in online life, do people use the word please more often or not?
No problem at all. Glad I could help you dive into it. Um, Honestly, in the digital world, it's a mixed bag. A lot of people skip it because typing takes effort and we're all in a rush. So it can feel a bit more blunt. But then you got people who overcompensate with please and a bunch of emojis just so they don't come off as aggressive in the text. It's like we're all trying to figure out how to be polite without the benefit of a tone of voice. Do you feel like people are ruder online or just more direct?
Thank you very much for your time having a knowledgeable, wonderful conversation with me.
Anytime. I really enjoyed it too. You've got a great way of digging into the details. Take it easy, and I'm here whenever you want to dive into another rabbit hole.
So, guys, here I finished my talk with Miles. So that is all about the word please and how it is significant. It is a most common word in our everyday lives of politeness. We can use it for our online communication with people like friends and relatives and physical real word as well. Instead of ordering someone, we can use it as a request to talk to someone. Thank you very much.